Welcome to Contemplative TV. This is Dr. Jamal Bryant Davis. I am so excited that we're being joined by Pastor Jamal Bryant out of the Empowerment Temple AME Church in Baltimore, Maryland. Pastor Bryant, welcome to the show.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So a lot of times when people talk about meditation, questions arise about whether meditation is appropriate for Christians and the role of meditation for people of faith. So can you say from your perspective what you feel the role of meditation or silent prayer is for believers?
Let me first say, Tama, that a lot of people have really taken meditation to mean a form of a different religion. Meditation in and unto itself is reflection, introspection, and sometimes just the art of silence that many Christians and many churches don't teach or promote. Throughout the book of the Psalms, David, who is the man after God's own heart, when giving instructions to the musicians, used the word. The word he used was Selah. S-E-L-A-H, which meant to pause, reflect, think on what has just been said or sung. And I think that it is so critical for Christians to really center in, because we've only been taught 50% of prayer. And the 50% of prayer that we've been taught is to talk and not how to listen. Meditation allows us to hear the voice of God and also to hear our inner conscience.
And in your personal devotional life and your personal meditation, what benefits have you seen from doing that?
Well, I'm a part of a generation that majors in multitasking. I'm going to throw myself under the bus of transparency. I'm talking to you while writing an email to my staff and with one eye looking at Good Morning America. So we all have undocumented attention deficit. And I think that for me, it was so important that I got caught as a pastor of over 10,000 people, the father of 5 girls, that I forgot to really do self-care more than the annual physical and a biannual dental visit. But what was I doing for the maintenance of my soul and the maintenance of my heart? That so many times we get so caught in the busyness of life that we lose the stillness of life. So for my own balance, I began practicing Bikram yoga that allowed me to get in touch and in tune with my body, but also to center in without the distractions of life.
Beautiful. Now, I know that your church is predominantly African American, and you used to work with the NAACP, which provides a lot of services to African Americans. Can you say meditation in particular, why it would be beneficial or important for African Americans?
Joy Drury, D-R-U-R-Y, Joy Drury, wrote a book, Dr. Tamo, a couple of years ago called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, which really talks about how African Americans have not dealt with the stressors and the triggers that have been passed down from generation to generation, that we've just mastered, albeit poorly, coping skills, dealing with the stress of driving while black, of not knowing with the anxiety what will happen if your child is pulled over by the police, living with the stigmatism of a criminal nature. Every time you turn on the news, it's painted with a black brush. And so I think meditation helps us to really go beyond what is society's expectation to deal with what is our God-given call and ordinance for life.
Thank you so much. One final question for those who are listening who may say, this sounds interesting, but as you said, in their community or in their church, they've never been taught it. How would you describe for them how to engage initially in that process of meditation or silent prayer?
I would say there's those who want to go on a crash diet, says I'm not going to do any carbs, no sweets, no soda. They'll do well for about 3 days, and then they're going to crash. There's got to be a gradual progression. And likewise with meditation, you can't just jump in and say, I'm going to go an hour of silence. You're going to drive yourself crazy. It's going to feel like solitary confinement. But I think just starting in incremental steps of just doing small things, Tama, that may be dramatic and drastic at the same time. Here's one that's really going to stretch you. Drive to work with the radio off and not on your phone. You just try one day. It's going to be gnawing and glaring and uneasy and uncomfortable, but it really begins to stretch you in that process of thinking.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
I'm honored to be a part. Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.